What's up, everybody? It's Corey with RPM. You may have heard that we went to Denver over Memorial Day weekend and had a really great time up there going to Red Rocks and checking out all the breweries. We went up to Boulder, we went to Golden, did all the Denver things, but we had 2 hours to go check out two of the most famous stores in Denver, and I had to get it done. My wife was waiting at the hotel, and she said, "You got 2 hours." So I went to Wax Trax, and I went to Twist and Shout. The nice thing is they're pretty close to each other. So I'm going to walk you through my morning checking out two of the United States' best record shops, starting at Wax Trax. So Wax Trax is a pretty cool store. Let me revise that. They have two stores. They've got the new side and they have the used side. I started off in the new side and I met Jonathan, super cool worker up front, very helpful. I was looking for, pretty much anything, but they have multiple rooms. They had a DJ setting up at the time. They were doing some live music via DJ that day. It was pretty cool. The new side is super cool because they have so many genres. They have multiple rooms that you can go in and check out everything they had. I really was only looking for one album, and that was Nathaniel Rateliff, the album he recorded at Red Rocks in 2020. What makes that album so special? He's got a ton of albums. Well, he's a Denver legend, and during 2020, he recorded this album at Red Rocks. So if it rings a bell, 2020, remember all that chaos? Yeah. Lockdowns. Well, his tour was canceled, and to keep the music alive, he played a series of shows at Red Rocks. A couple of the shows, they had at most 175 people socially distanced. On the final night, he played in front of nobody, and you can feel it on this album. Nathaniel even said he wanted to create a little bit of light for fans stuck at home during lockdowns. And so on July 16th, 2021, he released a 2 LP album. The version I got is printed on black ice. If you can find the limited green pressing, jackpot, that's the hard one to find. But basically, it's a really cool time capsule for a time of our lives that was really weird. If you like Nathaniel, this is a must add. The recording is awesome, and it does kind of document a part of our life that was a tad weird at the time. Check out Nathaniel Rateliff 2020. It's great. So that was the only new album I got. I went next door to their used section. It's an entire store all by itself. Now, I will tell you, I didn't do much filming in this area because some of the gentlemen that were working there didn't look like they wanted to be filmed. You got to read the room. I didn't think they were up for it. So I just went through and shopped, and I found some really great stuff. The first two really weren't hot on my list, but to find the Neville Brothers in Denver, Colorado, you got to grab them. Neville Brothers, the first family of New Orleans music. First one I found was 1986's Treacherous. If you want the ultimate history lesson of the Neville Brothers, well, this is it. It's a massive collection spanning from 1955 to 1985. Captures the grit and soul of my beloved New Orleans. They also had 1987's Uptown, not quite the most coveted Neville Brothers album, but it's the Neville Brothers, so I grabbed them both. One was $10, the other was $8. It's definitely more of a big studio production. Features guests like Carlos Santana and Keith Richards. One of them is a history book. The other is a high-gloss 80s snapshot. Both are really great if you're Neville's fans. Well, if you're a Spoon fan, you know this one. They Want My Soul. Found it at Wax Trax, the used section. But this wasn't the one I thought I would find. It's the one you're actually trying to hunt for. The version I found was in their new arrivals section. It's a 2014 OG, limited release, white vinyl. Basically, it's the holy grail for this album for Spoon fans. Songs like Inside Out, Do You, one of my favorite, Rent I Pay. That's awesome. Probably their most polished, high-fidelity sounding album out there. That wasn't even on the top of my head to even look for, but there it was, right in front of me. Albums I got at Wax Trax, Nathaniel Rateliff, two Neville Brothers, and Spoon. That was a good day. Twist and Shout is enormous. I was totally taken back by how big this place is. Aside from the fact there was a massive farmer's market and art festival going on outside, there was no parking anywhere to be found, but I did find parking at the bookstore, which turns out Twist and Shout owns that as well. The first beauty that I found at Twist and Shout, total awesomeness. It is on my want list, not anymore. The world-class Wrecking Crew. Do you know who that is? Well, before NWA, it was Dr. Dre in the world-class Wrecking Crew. This was marked as is. It's pretty good. When the music's on, you can't hear any of the scratchiness. But in between, yeah, you can hear a little bit. This is the World Class Wrecking Crew's first album called World Class. If you want to hear the actual roots of West Coast hip hop, well, that's it. We're talking Dr. Dre and DJ Yella before the gangster rap explosion. And it's not exactly hip hop. There's some electro funk and synth heavy beats. Definitely that mid 80s LA sound. It's raw. And yeah, it's a young Dr. Dre dressed in a white sequined jumpsuit on the cover. It's a hilarious essential time capsule for any serious hip-hop collection. World Class Wrecking Crew. You got to add that before NWA or Dr. Dre or Snoop or anything else. So I was about to leave. The guy that was helping me turns out to be Patrick, the owner. He helped me find some of this other stuff, but as I'm sitting there talking to Patrick, guess what? I look down. He has brand new heavies. Sitting there right while I'm talking to Patrick, I look down. It's the brand new heavies. Heavy Rhyme Experience Volume 1. This is the bomb. They brought on hip-hop heavyweights like The Pharcyde, Gangstar, The Main Source. It's raw, gritty, and the perfect bridge between jazz and the rap worlds. So there I was, thinking I was just going to walk out with that, but guess what's right behind the Rhyme Heavy Experience? Brother and Sister by the Brand New Heavies. I grabbed them both. Some may argue Brother and Sister is the best album and definitely has the most recognizable song on it, Dream On Dreamer. Everybody knows that song. One is for a soulful Sunday morning with coffee. The other one's for when you want to get down to some hip hop. So the damage was done between Twist and Shout and Wax Trax. I walked with about 7 albums. All in all, it was an awesome morning shopping. I only had 2 hours to get it done. My wife was waiting. We were supposed to go to Boulder later that day, so I had to wrap it up. So 2 hours, 7 albums, a lot of albums I just don't find in my regular area of Northwest Florida. So it was a good trip. If I had to do it all over again, I'd probably allot 2 hours per store. Wax Trax is really, really cool. They have the new section, but I think their used section is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Twist and Shout, just an awesome store. It is cavernous. They have an entire room dedicated to tapes, and their vinyl collection is huge. I do like how they have their new and used all mixed together, so it really does help you in the crate digging frenzy, kind of just go through all of it, and it's a lot of fun. Both stores really awesome. They're very close by. I wouldn't recommend walking, but definitely you can drive to both, and there's plenty of areas to park. Twist and Shout, Wax Trax in Denver, 2 thumbs up, 1 for each store.